Always come back.
Perfect timing.
Well, hello there, good sir.
How you doing, Sir Milky? Thank you so much for the 6 months. I can't believe I've known you for longer than that. That's crazy. Welcome on in to twitch.tv/Looney Tunes. I am Looney Tunes. Tonight we have a different sort of gimmick to our usual program. For those who've been here longer than they should have been, one thing you know about Looney Tunes is that I don't read books for entertainment purposes. I'm not much for reading as an entertainment value, if you get what I mean. Of course I read when I need knowledge, but I don't read just for fun, right? So that changes today. That changes today, Sir Milky, and everyone. That is going to be excuse me, a different story this night. Tonight I will be reading chapter 1 of the book Final Girls. This book was recommended by my coworker. Excuse me. When I told them that I didn't like reading books, this is what I had to give them. You know, I start the fire. Damn. Is it Billy Joel who sang that song? Was he talking about you this whole time? Was he talking about you that whole time? Ugh. Guys, there's going to be some frame drop issues. I'm noticing it now. There's not much I can do. It's just happening to me. Streamlabs OBS is being weird. I need to do some contact to support. We'll figure that out later. I'll start the fire though. I need more information. If that's legit, hit me in the DMs. I'm just saying. But so guys, I'll be reading the first chapter, and I'm only doing the first chapter so that we can actually get to a point of discussion. The way that we get through excuse me, a TOS scenario is every few pages we kind of discuss what we read through. It's in the same light as when you're listening to music in a reaction video. You kind of want to like piece by piece and then go on your own thoughts so that you break the song. You don't just play the song outright kind of thing. Well, it's the same idea with reading the book. So that's exactly what we'll be going through in just a moment. I just wanted to give y'all a heads up on that. Another heads up, speaking of which, for those of you who didn't know, exclamation giveaway. This December 19th, we will be giving away a PS5 as well as an Xbox Series X. 2 different raffles happening on the exact same day, one for each of those bad boys happening, as well as a charity stream because we love the charity. So hopefully you got an extra dollar on hand that you can help donate towards the Tumor Research Foundation. That's what we'll be going through. All right, enough with the nitty gritty. I know you came here to get a nice story read to you this lovely night, and that's what I'm here for. So let's start chapter 1 of Final Girls by Riley Sager. Alright, let's do this. Pine Cottage, 1 a.m. Let's turn the spookies up a little bit, just a little bit. Make sure y'all can hear it too. The forest had claws and teeth. All those rocks and thorns and branches bit at Quincy as she ran screaming through the woods. But she didn't stop. Not when rocks dug into the soles of her bare feet. Not when a whip-thin branch lashed her face and a line of blood streaked down her cheek. By the way, for anyone who doesn't know, this is a scary story. I'm pretty sure I put that in the title. It's supposed to be horror themed. I picked it for Halloween. Here's hoping. And this will be going up on YouTube later, sort of as a reactional thing as well. And you can use it to help you sleep. not when a whip-thin branch lashed her face and a line of blood streaked down her cheek. Stopping wasn't an option. To stop was to die. So she kept running, even as a bramble wrapped around her ankle and gnawed at her flesh. The bramble stretched, quivering, before Quincy's momentum yanked her free. If it hurt, she couldn't tell. Her body already held more pain than it could handle. It was instinct that made her run, an unconscious knowledge that she needed to keep going no matter what. Already she had forgotten why. Memories of 5, 10, 15 minutes ago were gone. If her life depended on remembering what prompted her flight through the woods, she was certain she'd die right there on the forest floor. So she ran. She screamed. She tried not to think about dying. A white glow appearing in the distance, faint along the tree-choked horizon. Headlights. Was she near a road? Quincy hoped she was. Like her memories, all sense of directions were lost. She ran faster, increased her screams, raced toward the light. Another branch whacked her face. It was thicker than the first, like a rolling pin, and the impact both stunned and blinded her. Pain pulsed through her head as blue sparks throbbed across her blurred vision. When they cleared, she saw silhouettes standing out in the headlights, glowing. A man. Him? No, not him. Someone else. Safety. Quincy quickened her pace. Her blood-drenched arms reached out as if they could somehow pull the stranger closer. The movement caused the pain in her shoulder to flare, and with the pain came not a memory, but an understanding. One so brutally awful that it had to be real. Only Quincy remained. All the others were dead. She was the last one left alive. That wasn't even chapter 1, people. That was like prologue. It was page 1/page 2, but that was prologue. Alright, so I assume that we're dealing with Quincy for a little longer than that. The title is called, you know what? Let's go through this. The title is called Final Girls with an S, right? That means that I'm expecting to deal with more than one protagonist, quote unquote. And not just the fact that we're dealing with more than one character. Eventually, we're also dealing with the fact that I'm trying not to do too many spoilers, especially for the people who haven't heard of this book yet. I already had something spoiled to me. I didn't read the back at all. I choose not to. I'm going into the book as blind as I would go into any video game or any other action. But my coworker did spoil one thing for me, and that's the premise of the book. Is that the idea of the book? If you don't want to hear this, close your ears for the next 20 seconds. All right, 3, 2, 1. Okay. And the idea is that it's based around the last girl standing. Typically in horror movies and horror films and situations, whereas, you know, the last person who's left alive is typically, you know, the last girl standing, right? The final girl to make it out alive against the horror threat. So, and you should be back now. So because of that spoiler, you know, I kind of get the premise, and I'm assuming that there's going to be more than one of that person. I don't know anything else besides that. There's going to be more than one of that type of person. We just met one, right? We met Quincy. Assumingly, we're going to meet a few more. And then I assume that the idea from there, the discussion, right? The idea from there, this is my speculation mode. Who's the last one left alive from the last ones left alive? You get what I'm saying? So let's say, I don't know how many there are. Let's say there's 6 final girls, right? Like they all was like, I survived this horror situation. who survives the final horror situation that they're all put in. I think that's the idea of the book. And with that, we're on to chapter 1. My hands are covered in frosting when Jeff calls. Despite my best efforts, the French buttercreamed has oozed onto my knuckles and into the hammocks between my fingers, sticking there like paste. Only one pinky finger remains, unscathed, and I use it to tap the speakerphone button. Carpenter and Richards, private investigators. I say, imitating the breathy voice of a film noir secretary. Is that what I am right now? How may I direct your call? I'll be back shortly, Looney. Gonna cook some eggs and bacon for Melon. Hey, Sir Milky, tell Melon I'm sorry I missed her stream. Unfortunately, I was at work. She literally stopped streaming and said that was a good stream as I got off work, and I was very sad because I missed it. But let her know I said I miss her. I missed you. I miss you both. You guys enjoy them eggies and the bakies. I say, imitating the breathy voice of a film noir secretary, how may I direct your call? Jeff plays along, his tough guy tone pitched somewhere between Robert Mitchum and Dana Andrews. Donna Andrews? Put Miss Carpenter on the horn. I need to talk to her pronto. Miss Carpenter is busy with an important case. May I take a message? Yeah, Jeff says. Tell her my flight from Chi-Town has been delayed. My facade drops. Oh, Jeff, really? Sorry, hon. The perils of flying out of the Windy City. How long is the delay? Anywhere from 2 hours to maybe I'll be home by next week, Jeff says. I'm at least hoping it's long enough for me to miss the start of baking season. No such luck, pal. How's it going, by the way? I look down at my hands. Messy. Baking season is just named for the exhausting stretch between early October and late December. Pumpkin spice season is what everyone else calls it. That wasn't in the book. I just wanted to say that. When all the... Oh man. Okay, for anybody who's heard of game theory, I'm sure if you've heard of game theory, then you've heard of film theory because he owns both the channels. He has one recently called cooking theory, or I believe it's called cooking theory. Yes, I don't want to say it's called anything else. Cooking theory, chef theory, food theory. That's what it's called. Sorry, food theory. And food theory just did a video on pumpkin spice lattes, or just the whole idea of the pumpkin spice craze. You know, after going through it, I have to say, I get it. Still pretty basic. When all those dessert-heavy holidays arrive without reprieve, he likes to say it ominously, raising his hands and wiggling his fingers like spider legs. Ironically, it's a spider that caused my hands to be coated in buttercream. Maybe made of double dark chocolate frosting, its stomach teeters on the edge of a cupcake, while black legs stretch across the top and down the sides. When I'm finished, the cupcakes will be poised, photographed, and displayed on my website's roster of Halloween baking ideas. Okay, hold on. I want to look back on something real quick. Okay, that's what I thought. So, the prologue, Pine Cottage, 1 a.m., didn't give us a time, or rather a date, besides the fact that it was 1 in the morning. And assuming that, because I didn't see a name yet, I'm assuming that this is still Quincy. We're talking from her now. We're talking from her voice. they're calling her Miss Carpenter. So I don't know who. It doesn't say Quincy yet. But Miss Carpenter, whoever Miss Carpenter is, this is closer to present day than I was giving it, to the point where websites, emails, and such exist, you know, and they're readily available to the public. You know what I mean? So we got to look at, you know, late 2000s at the earliest. So like 2005 and up. Okay, sorry. Just like I said, just trying to speculate how this is going to go. If I got to read it, I'm going to learn it. I want to go back some just so that we, get back to where we were. Ironically, it's a spider that's caused my hands to be coated in buttercream, made of double dark chocolate frosting. Its stomach teeters on the edge of a cupcake while black legs stretch across the top and down the sides. When I'm finished, the cupcake will be poised, photographed, and displayed on my website's roster of Halloween baking ideas. This year's theme is Revenge of the Yummy. How's the airport? I ask. Crowded, but I think I'll survive by hitting the terminal bar. Call me if the delay gets any worse, I say. I'll be here, covered in icing. Bake like the wind, Jeff replies. Call over, it's back to the buttercream spider and the chocolate cherry cupcake it partly covers. If I've done it right, the red center should ooze out at first bite. That test will come later. Right now, my chef's concerned is the outside. Decorating cupcakes is harder than it seems, especially when the results will be posted online for thousands to see. Smudges and smears aren't allowed. In a high-def world, flaws loom large. Details matter. That was italicized. I'm curious about that one. That's one of the 10 commandments on my website. Squeeze between measuring cups are your friends and don't be afraid to fail. So that was also italicized, but I'm still looking at details matter, and I feel like something's important in that. Details matter. And just based off the beginning of what's going on here, this sounds like a typical slasher flick, but as a book, where the main character, main protagonist, who probably will live in the end, is just doing something so mundane, just doing some regular hoo-ha until the actual problem happens. I finished the first cupcake and am working on the second when my phone rings again. This time, there's not even a clean pinky finger at my disposal, and I'm forced to ignore it. The phone continues to buzz while shimmying across the countertop. It then goes silent, pausing a moment before emitting a telltale beep. A text. Curious, I drop the icing bag, wipe my hands, and check the phone. It's from Coop. We need to talk. Face to face. Ooh. My fingers paused above the screen. Although it takes Coop 3 hours to drive into Manhattan, it's a trip he's willingly made many times in the past, when it's important. I text back. When? His reply arrives in seconds. Now. Usual place. A spot of worry presses the base of my spine. Coop is already here, which means only one thing. Something is wrong. Before leaving, I rushed through my usual preparations for a meeting with Coop. Teeth brushed, lips glossed, tiny Xanax popped. I didn't make that up. That was the thing. All right, so we're definitely looking closer to up to date. Xanax being a thing, like even in a media sense, isn't something that you really heard about until like late 2000s. We're talking 2010 at the earliest, right? So I'm kind of curious when this book came out. Don't tell me though. Also, I just got off work. Please excuse the fact that I'm eating. I'm very hungry. I have not eaten all day. Sorry about that. Alright, back to it. Teeth brushed, lips glossed, tiny Xanax popped. I washed the little blue pill down with some grape soda, drunk straight from the bottle. That was a great Powerade, a big difference. In the elevator, it occurs to me that I should have changed clothes. I'm still in my baking wear, black jeans, one of Jeff's old button-downs, and red flats. All bare fleeks of flour and faded splotches of food coloring. I notice a scrape of dried frosting on the back of my hand, skin peeking through the blue-black smear. It resembles a bruise. I lick it off. Outside on 82nd Street, I make a right onto Columbus. Already packed with pedestrians, my body tightens at the sight of so many strangers. I just want to make this very clear. As a poet, when I did poetry, there were some phrases, I would say, that just kind of made me roll my eyes in a ugh sort of way. And that is always one of them. My body tightened at whatever. I felt like I heard it so often. Just wanted to make that a thing. My body tightens at the sight of so many strangers. Does it really? No, it doesn't. You probably just looked at them and went, please move out the way. I have somewhere to be. I stop and shove stiff-fingered into my purse. In my mind, I said in my booty hole. Just want to make sure you know where my mind went when I read that. I stop and shove stiff fingers into my booty hole, into my purse, searching for the can of pepper spray, always kept there. Sorry. There's safety in numbers, yes, but also uncertainty. It's only after finding the pepper spray that I start walking again, my face puckered into a don't bother me scowl. Although the sun is out, a tangible chill stings the air, typical for early October in New York. When the weather seems to randomly veer between hot and cold, yet falls indefinitely making its swift approach. When Theodore Roosevelt Park comes into view, the leaves there are poised between green and gold. Through the foliage, I can see the back of the American Museum of Natural History, which on this morning is swarmed with school kids. Their voices flit like birds among the trees. When one of them shrieks, the rest go silent. Just for a second, I freeze on the sidewalk, unnerved, not by the shriek, but by the silence that follows. But then, the children's voices start up again, and I calm down. I resume walking, heading to a cafe 2 blocks south of the museum, our usual place. Cooper's waiting for me at a table by the window, looking the same as always, that sharp, craggy face that appears pensive in times of repose, such as now. A body that's both long and thick, freaky girl. Large hands, one of which bears a ruby class ring instead of a wedding band. The only change is his hair, which he keeps trimmed close to the scalp. Each meeting always brings a few more flecks of gray. His presence in the cafe is noticed by all the nannies and caffeinated hipsters who crowd the place. Nothing like a cop in full uniform to put people on edge, even without it. Even without it, Coop cuts an intimidating figure. He's a big man, consisting of rolling hills of muscle. The starched blue shirt and black trousers with the knife-edge creases only amplifies his size. He lifts his head as I enter, and I notice the exhaustion in his eyes. He must have driven here directly from work, the third shift. 2 mugs are already on the table. Earl Grey with milk and extra sugar for me. Coffee for Coop. Black. Unsweetened. Quincy, he says, nodding. There's always a nod. It's Coop's version of a handshake. We never hug. Not since the desperate one I gave him the night we first met. No matter how many times I see him, the moment is always there, playing on a loop until I push it away. Okay, hold on. So here we go. Now that I think about it, I don't even know where chapter 2 begins. I'm on page 7 thus far. We just finished page 7. I'm on page 7. I don't know where chapter 2 starts, quote unquote, or chapter 1 ends. But I can say, let's get into what we just read, right? Quincy gets a text/call from this policeman out in 3 hours away Manhattan, right? 3 hours away. So I'm not even sure what part of the city she's in, but she's definitely in New York, is the idea. If you know where Theodore Roosevelt is, that makes sense. Ooh, that one was super scary. And policeman is looking distraught. He comes in, he's exhausted. It took that 3-hour drive straight from a night shift. For those who don't know, third shift means you're working pretty much from like 1 to 8 or 9 in the morning. 1 in the morning to 9 in the morning. It's like super late. Because I'm second shift. 4 p.m. to 1 a.m. 9 to 5, 4 to 1, 9 to 5 kind of thing, right? Like he's working late. 9 p.m., 5 in the morning kind of thing. So taking that drive straight there, that sucks. But he did it for a reason, right? Based on the last text that she gave us, which was on how she met him the first time they met. Not so much the how, but small detail on the first time they met, right? Quincy's are, or is it? Yeah, wait. Oh, he says Quincy. Quincy, he says, nodding. So this is Quincy. This is our survivor. Quincy Carpenter, that's her name. Quincy Carpenter, the survivor, from that day, she does find, I guess, safety. She was in, a predicament, right? That was in the prologue. Interesting. All right. I'm curious. Let's get back to it. They're dead. I had choked out while clutching him, the words gurgling thickly in the back of my throat. They're all dead, and he's still out there. 10 seconds later, he saved my life. This is certainly a surprise, I say as I take a seat. There's a tremor in my voice, then I try to tamp down. I don't know why Coops called me, but if it's bad news, I want to be calm when I hear it. You're looking well, Coop says, while giving me the quick, concerned once-over I'm now accustomed to. But you've lost some weight. There's worry in his voice, too. He's thinking about 6 months after Pine Cottage, when my appetite had left me so completely. When my appetite had left me so completely that I ended up back in the hospital, force-fed through a tube. I remember waking to find Coop standing by my bed, staring at the plastic hose slithered up my nostril. Don't disappoint me, Quincy, he said then. You didn't survive that night just to die like this. It's nothing, I say. I finally learned I don't have to eat everything I bake. Alright, slow down. Let's slow down for a second. So, if you're not catching on to the way it's being written, this is going through it's going through her memories, right? Like she talks, and then she immediately hits us with a flashback, if you will. that is just me trying to, keep you guys informed of what exactly is going on while you all head on to Slumberland. But every now and then, she kind of has a flashback in written form as to what's going on or what happened. And that was one. Don't disappoint me, Quincy, he said then. You didn't survive that night just to die like this. That was in the hospital while she was being force fed because she didn't eat. Okay. It's nothing, I say. I finally learned that I don't have to eat everything I bake. And how's that going? The baking thing. Great, actually. I gained 5,000 followers last quarter and got another corporate advertiser. That's great, Coop says. Glad everything is going well. One of these days you should actually bake something for me. This, definitely today's time. Like the nod, this is another of Coop's constants. He always says it, never means it. How's Jefferson? He asked. He's good. The public defender's office just made him the lead attorney on a big, juicy case. I leave out how the case involves a man accused of killing a narcotics detective in a bust gone wrong. Coop already looked down on Jeff's job. There's no need to toss more fuel onto that particular fire. Good for him, he says. He's been gone the past 2 days. Had to fly to Chicago to get statements from family members. Says it'll make a jury more sympathetic. Coops replies, not quite listening. I guess he hasn't proposed yet. I shake my head. I told Coop I thought Jeff was going to propose on our August vacation to the Outer Banks, but no ring so far. That's the real reason I've recently lost weight. I've become the kind of girlfriend who takes up jogging just to fit into a hypothetical wedding dress. Still waiting, I say. It'll happen. And what about you? I ask, only half teasing. Have you finally found a girlfriend? Nope. I arch a brow. A boyfriend? This visit is about you, Quincy, Coop says, not even cracking a smile. Of course, you ask, I answer. That's how things go between us when we meet. Once, twice, maybe 3 times a year. More often than not, the visits resemble therapy sessions with me, never getting a chance to ask Coop questions of my own. I'm only privy to the basics of his life. He's 41, spent time in the Marines before becoming a cop, and had barely shed his rookie status before finding me screaming among the trees. Wow, this guy is Leon from Resident Evil. What is it? Yeah, in part 2, Claire at the gas station / restaurant, depending on which game you actually play. And she opened the door. Get down! That was pretty much him, rookie cop. It's the last bit of my hot pocket. Just let me have this. One second, everybody. Just give me one quick moment. There we go. Okay. He's 41, spent time in the Marines before becoming a cop, and had barely shed his rookie status before finding me screaming among the trees. And while I know he still patrols the same town where all those horrible things happened, I have no idea if he's happy, or satisfied, or lonely. I never hear from him on holidays. Never once got a Christmas card. 9 years earlier, At my father's funeral, he sat in the back row, slipped out of the church before I could even thank him for coming. The closest he gets to showing affection is on my birthday, when he sends the same text. Another year you almost didn't get. Live it. Jeff will come around, Coop says, again bending the conversation to his will. It'll happen at Christmas, I bet. Guys like to propose then. He takes a gulp of coffee. I sip my tea and blink, keeping my eyes shut and an extra beat, hoping the darkness will allow me to feel the Xanax taking hold. Instead, I'm more anxious than when I walked in. I open my eyes to see a well-dressed woman entering the cafe with a chubby, equally well-dressed toddler. An all pair, probably. Most women under 30 in this neighborhood are. On warm, sunny days, they jam the sidewalks. A parade of interchangeable girls fresh out of college, armed with lit degrees and student loans. They really like to get lit. I've been working on my dad jokes, by the way. I'll tell you something tomorrow, next stream. The only reason this one catches my attention is because we look alike. Fresh-faced and well-scrubbed. Blonde hair, reined in by a ponytail. So interesting, they're giving us the details of what Quincy looks like. Before hearing this, my idea of Quincy pretty much, had her looking like Jill Valentine in Resident Evil 3 specifically. So short hair, pronounced features, that whole ordeal. That's what I always thought of it. Or that's what I was thinking of it, rather, before we're getting the details of it now. Fresh-faced and well-scrubbed, blonde hair reined in by a ponytail. I thought she was brown-haired, was what I was saying. That was the important part. Neither too thin nor too plump. The product of hearty, milk-fed Midwestern stock. That could have been me in a different life. One without Pine Cottage, and blood, and a dress that changed colors like in some horrible dream. That's something else I think about every time Coop and I meet. He thought my dress was red. He'd whispered it to the dispatcher when he called for backup. It's on both the police transcript, which I've read multiple times, and the dispatch recording, which I managed to listen to only once. Someone's running through the trees, Caucasian female, young, she's wearing a red dress and she's screaming. I was running through the trees, galloping, really, kicking up leaves, numb to the pain coursing through my entire body, and although all I could hear was my heartbeat in my ears, I was indeed screaming. The only thing Coop got wrong was the color of my dress. It had, until an hour earlier, been white. Some of the blood was mine. The rest belongs to the others. Janelle. Oh no. Janelle is a friend of mine. Janelle. Mostly from when I held her moments before I got hurt. I'll never forget the look on Coop's face when he realized his mistake. That slight widening of the eyes. The oblong shape of his mouth as he tried to keep it from dropping open. The startled, huffing sound he made, 2 parts shock, 1 part pity. It's one of the few things I actually can remember. My experience at Pine Cottage is broken into 2 distinct halves. There's the beginning, fraught with fear and confusion, in which Janelle lurched out of the woods. Not yet dead, but well on her way. Then there's the end, in which Coop found me in my red, not red dress. Everything between those 2 points remains a blank in my memory. An hour, more or less, entirely wiped clean. Now, before we go on, because I just got to the next page, right? Before we go on, is it just me, or are they trying to set it up to where, you know, clearly the police dude who was there that day might have something to do with it? Because she doesn't remember. She says everything in the middle is a blank, right? So all she remembers is her friend dying and the moment she got saved by Coop. But she doesn't remember what she's running from? That wasn't intentional. You get where I'm going with this? If I'm half dead, I remember what almost killed me. I have returned. Sir Milky, it's lovely to have you back. I'm 11 pages past what you've probably heard, or at least 10 pages past what you've last heard. Quincy, who survived the beginning and the prologue, is in fact our current protagonist, the one who's speaking from a first point of view, from a first person perspective. Quincy Carpenter is her full name. She has blonde hair, ponytailed, stuff like that, and not too skinny, but also not in any way, shape, or form close to fat. She's closer to the skinny side, still trying to learn to eat after losing her appetite from being chased. And she said the two things that she can remember is wearing her all white dress and it gaining blood from holding her friend Janelle, who was almost dead, not dead yet, but walking up to her, dead woman walking. As soon as she got to her, she died in her hands because, she was just at that point of death. And the blood of Janelle, plus some of her own blood, splattering on her to make her entire dress red. Is why the policeman, Coop, who came down for 3 hours away from Manhattan to make sure she was all right, saying we have to talk. Coop was the policeman on duty who found her that day. Thought she had a red dress and called it in as one until he realized it was white the whole time. And the way she's making it out, she doesn't remember anything prior, anything after. All she remembers is that situation. Turning a dress red is a decent amount of blood. That is very true. Makoto, thank you so much for the sub. I'm almost done, I assume. I said I'll stop at chapter 2. Like, as soon as I hit chapter 2, I'll be done. Guys, I'm going to be playing a game called Phasmophobia. I downloaded it just before the stream. I'm going to give it a try with my homeboys Makoto, as well as a few other lovelies who'll be joining in as well. I know nothing about this game. Thank you so much for the gift sub to Free Homers. I'm pretty sure he's asleep. Let me just knock out the last few bits. I wonder how many more pages I got. Oh, I literally have I have 3 pages left. Sweet. Guys, we're doing good. We are doing freaking fantastic. Now, let me see if I can guess that right. Wise Poblo. Is it Wise Poblo or is it YS Poblo? Let me know how that goes. Let me know how you say that. What's going on? My Xbox broke, so I got to get a new one. Pimpin'. How could you let that happen? Thank you so much for the follow, Willow3v3. Or should I say Willow Eve? Oh, Willow Eve. You think you clever? I see you slick. This is the only ASMR that I subscribe to. Is it really ASMR? It's a book reading for those to pass out to. Alright, let's get back to it. I want to finish this so I can play the game. But yo, also tell me how you say your name, Poblo. Then there's the end, in which Coop found me in a red, not red, dress. Everything between those 2 points remained a blank in my memory. An hour, more or less, entirely white, clean. Dissociative amnesia is the official diagnosis, more commonly known as repressed memory syndrome. Basically, what I witnessed was too horrific for my fragile mind to hold on to, so I mentally cut it out, a self-performed lobotomy. That didn't stop people from begging me to remember what happened. Well-meaning family, misguided friends, psychiatrists with visions of published case studies dancing in their heads. Think, they all told me. Really think about what happened. As if that would make any difference. As if my being able to recall every blood-specked detail could somehow bring the rest of my friends back to life. Pablo. Alright, bad. Pablo. The fan broke because my cat peed on it. Wow. The fan broke because my cat peed on it. There's no way that's actually what happened. Sekuras, is that you? ¿Cómo você está, mi amigo? How you doing today? Are you still in Japan? Nihon sudemasu. Oh, mata Nihon sudemasu. Willow, god dang, thank you so much for the sub. Oh my lordy, good, how about you? I'm doing absolutely wonderful. Doing a little book reading for the homies. Something that you guys can go to sleep to. Not Sekuras, he's in Japan, so it's like 3 in the afternoon for him, 3:30. Oh yeah, still in Japan. Willow, thank you so much for the sub. It means a lot to me, guys. Thank y'all so much. And for anybody who doesn't know, PS5 giveaway as well as Xbox Series X giveaway happening December 19th. Not on release day, on my birthday. Just want y'all to know. Anyway, back to it. Still, I tried. Therapy, hypnosis, even a ridiculous sense memory game in which a frizzy-haired specialist held scented paper strips to my blindfolded face, asking how each one made me feel. Nothing worked. In my mind, that hour is a blackboard completely erased. There's nothing left but dust. I understand that urge for more information, that longing for details, but in this case, I'm fine without them. Black Raider, what's going on? Nice to meet you. I'm doing a little book reading for people who want to go to sleep. For anybody who doesn't know, here in the States, it is 2 a.m. at the latest. Earliest is, I want to say, about 11, almost 12, 11:30 p.m. Eastern or Pacific time and 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. So I'm doing a little book reading as a go to sleep thing, but it is a spooky book. It is a spooky bookie. Phantom FN, what's going on? 2:30 in VA. Pablo, are you in VA too? Pablo, do I know you? Do I know you in person? Because how do you know I'm also in the VA? The V of A. Is this Morgan Freeman's son? You narrate pretty good. Hey, Black Raider, I much appreciate it. 2:30 in Canada also. Are you from Canada? No way. I would have gone there if they didn't blacklist American airplanes like everyone else did. I was so ready to just go. I promise you. I need that Xbox Series, baby. Well, guys, for anybody who wants to know how to make that happen, exclamation giveaway in the chat for more information for those giveaways. I'm just saying. Hello. Hello, greetings from Venezuela in Chile. Your voice is very chévere. Castile X from a Venezuelan in Chile. Chévere is cool. Chévere de español? Yo no sé chévere en español, pero necesito aprender qué palabra. Ahora yo tratando aprender español porque mi amigos en el trabajo hablan español. Sí, did it. Oh no, it's not even. Oh, I'm sorry, people. Look, I'm slacking. RoboTunes isn't even up. I'm sorry. I got invested in my book. I was having a great time. I'm gonna try my best to put this on YouTube so that if you ever wanted to go back and read the book without having to read it, but also deal with the discussion of what I was talking about. He's on his way to a polyglot one day. Right now, Nihongo hanashimasu. Nihongo hanashimasu. And one day I'll also be able to speak the rest of those languages. This stream seems to be a good place to find some good fellas to be homies with. Am I wrong? You are absolutely right, my friend. If there's one thing that the Looney Tunes channel is about, we try our best to uplift everybody. I mean, everybody. In every way we can, man. I love it when I hear that people are avoiding a suicidal situation. Thanks to the fact that they just had a good time with us. So I will do everything in my power to make sure you are smiling. And some people ask me would I ever read them a bedtime story. And so I did. I lost my place. Thank you so much for the follow, Black Raider. Do you kiss your homies on the mouth? I mean, no. I'm married. Okay, homies, good night. I do say no homo though. Bad. We're about to play Phasmophobia after the chapter with tongue. Stop. Let's become idiots literally in like 10-15 minutes so I can finish this book. Please? Can I just finish this last chapter? Red Camboli? Or this last page? Look, I'm here. We just need to finish here. Looney the 10 out of 10 streamer, you'll always have a good time here, real wholesome. Here, you know what? I'll finish this chapter in a second. Y'all killing me. I got to now.
What's up, people? Boom, bam, pow! I'm Looney Tunes, and I'm here to tell you it's time to get some gamer juice right now. I got it yesterday, and now I'm playing Fork Knife. All day, every day. I once used to look at gamers with no life every day, thinking to myself, could I really play games for 7 days straight with no sleep? Something like that. But now, thanks to Gamer Juice, I can wreck noobs whenever I want. Woo-ha! Give it up for Gamer Juice.
Disclaimer, Gamer Juice is not a real product. This is a commercial paid for by our sponsor, JTrust23. If you really want some Gamer Juice, you should probably drink something healthier like soda. Go to twitch.tv/LooneyTunes for more information.
All right. Can we finish this? These commercials are actually so great. Guys, we actually make our own in-house commercials. I took away all of the bids and like our goals and blah 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 just for the book reading, because I really wanted this to just be a wholesome kind of thing for you guys to go to sleep to. That's the proper way to advertise. I hope you like them. There are our parody commercials. All of the bits that you give to us go straight to getting that stuff, entertainment stuff for the commercials and stuff like that. And subs and everything like that goes toward our giveaways, and that's how we were able to afford them. I really haven't seen a single dollar myself from Twitch. It all goes back to you guys. So thank you for all your support. We support right back. Seriously, so let's get to it. Let's get through this done. Let's get through this. I want to actually talk more about it. Dissociative amnesia is something that I never heard of actually being a thing. I've heard the term, but I never heard of it actually happening to anybody. And it's the idea of just cutting a particular timeline out of your memory. You know what I mean? Pretty much just cutting that piece out to where even if it's somewhere in your mind subconsciously, you don't know it, you don't remember it, you will never remember it, that kind of thing, unless something just triggers it so that all those memories can come back. Excuse me. So it's crazy to see, it's crazy to think of that as something that can actually happen to somebody. And if that is something that may have happened to anybody you know, without trying to pry and find out what's the information that they don't remember, I can only say that the best thing that you can do is just remind them that you're there for them, as you should do with anyone going through any type of trauma. Always try your best to remind that person that you are there for them, so that they can remind you that they are there for you too. Just saying. All right, let's get through this. Nothing worked. In my mind, that hour is a blackboard completely erased. There's nothing left but dust. I understand that urge for information, that longing for details, but in this case, I'm fine without them. I know what happened at Pine Cottage. I don't need to remember exactly how it happened, Because here's the thing about details. They can also be a distraction. Add too many and it obscures the brutal truth about a situation. They become the gaudy necklace that hides the trichotomy. Now that's a word I've never heard before. Tracheotomy? The tracheotomy scar. That's the word. There we go. They become the gaudy necklace that hides the tracheotomy scar. I make no attempts to disguise my scars. If you know what tracheotomy is, please let me know. And if you would like to Google it, please let me know. I make no attempts to disguise my scars. I just pretend they don't exist. The pretending continues in the cafe, as if my acting, like Coop isn't about to lob a bad news grenade into my lap, will actually keep it from happening. Are you in the city on business? I ask. If you're staying long, Jeff and I would love to take you to dinner. All three of us seem to like that Italian place we went to last year. Coop looks at me across the table. His eyes are the lightest shade of blue I've ever seen. Lighter even than the pill currently dissolving into my central nervous system. Pablo, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Currently dissolving my system, but they are not a soothing blue. There's an intensity to his eyes that always makes me look away, even though I want to peer deeper, as if that alone can make clear the thoughts hiding just behind them. They are a ferocious blue, the kind of eyes that you want in that person protecting you. I think you know why I'm here, he says. I honestly don't. I have some bad news. It hasn't reached the press yet, but it will. Very soon. Him. That's my first thought. This has something to do with him. Even though I watched him die, my brain sprints to that inevitable, inconceivable realm where he survived Coop's bullets, escaped, hid for years, and is now emerging with the intent of finding me and finishing what he started. Okay. Oh no, it's like a little bit. Let's just, y'all can't really see it. It's like a little bit. Anyway, he's alive. A lump of anxiety fills my stomach. Heavy and unwieldy. It feels like a basketball-sized tumor has formed there. I'm struck by the sudden urge to pee. It's not that. I have to pee too. Like me. I have to pee. Looney Tunes has to pee. I gotta go tinkle. I have to make potty. I need the bathroom. I must make wee-wee. I have to go piddle in the night. It's not that, Coop says, easily knowing exactly what I'm thinking. He's gone, Quincy. We both know that. While nice to hear, it does nothing to put me at ease. I've balled my hands into fists, pressed knuckles down atop the table. Please just tell me what's wrong. It's Lisa Milner, Coop says. What about her? She's dead, Quincy. She's dead. The news sucked the air out of my chest. I think I gasped, but I'm not sure because I'm too distracted by the watery echo of her voice in my memory. I want to help you, Quincy. I want to teach you how to be a final girl. And I had let her, at least for a little while. I assumed she knew best. Now, she's gone. Now, there are only two of us. And that is chapter 1. Alright, so, real quick. Who was the last girl that just died? So, to recap on what's going on here. Her name was Lisa Milner. So to recap on what's going on here, Quincy Carpenter is our main protagonist. The story's called Final Girls, right? Quincy Carpenter, the main protagonist, in the prologue, she was running through the woods, bloodied, beaten in some sort of way, hurt in some sort of way. Her friend Janelle had died in her arms by this mysterious attacking man. Him. She don't know him, she doesn't remember him, nothing. She made it to safety by running into the arms of Coop, who was a police officer. He was a rookie at the time. This was years ago. Coop fired bullets at him, and he died, assumingly, right? Years later, she gets her life back together. Coop is still a police officer. He's made it up in rank a few times, but he still checks in on Quincy. Quincy is living with her boyfriend, Jeff, who's been with, assumingly, for more than a year or two. She's waiting for him to pop the big question, right? Those are the little things. And from the looks of it, another one of her friends, Lisa Milnor, years later, now dead. A water bugged on me and I had to kill it. Oh no! Why is this music so spot on? Cause it's ridiculous. Where they make an incision in the throat and put a straw or something through so someone can breathe with a blocked airway. Oh, that might have been because she also mentioned that the painful trauma, the traumatic experience of that whole scenario against him caused her to not be able to eat. She lost her appetite. So it got to a point where they had to force feed her through a tube in the hospital. Coop brought her to the hospital, Quincy Carpenter. And because of that, maybe that's the scar that she's talking about, where they, where that how I think had to happen. You are Bob Ross 2.0. Pablo, it's funny you say that because we actually had a Bob Ross painting day. Guys, we mostly play video games, we mostly do art, but at the end of the day, my goal is to keep you guys smiling. My goal is to make you laugh. My goal is to make sure you're having fun. And even with this, I was asked, could I read you a bedtime story and take it seriously? I'm much more energetic. You've seen it in the commercial. I'm much more energetic, but I tried it out. I tried it for you guys because I don't normally read, and I hope you enjoyed this because I actually did. I thought it was pretty fun. I enjoyed it. Be the next David Attenborough. So Willow, you said something about you should narrate National Geographic document. Finish the story. I'll stop sending messages. No, I'm sorry, guys. When I said, let me finish the story, that was because I was having too much fun talkie, and I do this all the time. I get distracted so easily. So today I was trying to take it super serious. I wanted it to be a serious night for you guys. So I'm gonna put this on YouTube much later so that anybody who wanted to go back and hear from the beginning can do so, to make sure we avoided TOS and the whole copyright idea. That's why we discussed the stories in the middle and kind of figured out, that whole ordeal and how that would go. I simp Looney. I simp you. I simp you. You're a fun game. How to simp. You put a squirrel, you grab a couple squirrels and you just kind of like shove them in your pants a little bit. For those who don't know, that's what a simp is. Squirrels in my pants. That's what simp means. So just grab a couple squirrels, pop them in your pants. Castile, let me know if you're still here. I actually wanted to tell you something. You're going to hate me for it, but I have to tell you this. Please don't hate me. Withered Chicken, why are you still... Well, it is Friday. I'm about to say, don't you got school? It's Saturday. Squirrels in my pants. That's Phineas and Ferb. Hell yeah. I'm very tired after grinding AT Velk from Monster Hunter. Is that a Monster Hunter monster? That sounds Monster Hunter monster-y. And my guy, take a break. You can literally do it tomorrow. I'm tired. Finished my last midterm today. Midterm. Hey, let's go. I'm trying not to be too loud, but I hope you did well, man. I hope you got it. I hope you was buffing it down. I'm 3 weeks behind in school. 3 weeks behind? What? If you need homework, let me know. Motherfucker gave me the best crit drops. Oh, there you go. Really? I didn't know I tried to block curse words. Like, come on now. And yes, of course it's Phineas and Ferb. Y'all, it's one of the best Disney shows to ever exist. You know why it's one of the best Disney shows to ever... God damn it, Withered Chicken, stop making me have to press allow. It's one of the best Disney shows because they actually do musicals, like almost every episode. I can talk about That's not the important thing. I try not to be too loud, proceeded to blast a horn and tap on it. Serious moment. For everybody who actually heard me just now, for everybody who got the chance to really listen to the story, did you like it? Like, did you like the whole like reading aspect, reading aloud? Because if you did, then tomorrow night, not the day, because daytime we're playing games. I'm playing a little bit of Smash. We still got to play with Steve. I'm deciding between Hollow Knight and Fall Guys. Hollow Knight, I said I'd beat Pantheon 5, which is apparently the hardest part of the game. That's where I'm at. And Fall Guys, I just like. The game's freaking fun. So those are the two main ones. After that, I don't care what we do. Let's just have a good time. Probably do some artwork, most likely. I didn't get to hear the whole story, but the way you tell the story, that I like. Oh, I'm glad. I'm seriously glad. I really would love your feedback, guys. If you want, hop in the Discord. What the frick? This stream is wholesome. That's our God? No, fairly opera. Timmy was an Irish kid. Mom and Vicky always getting in command. You should play Minecraft one day. Should play Minecraft one day. We play Minecraft all the time. We have a server for the Drawing Board Discord. If you want to get in the Drawing Board Discord, exclamation Discord, it pops right up. My boy RoboTunes, he's a good bot. You know what? He's a good bot, guys. I'm gonna be honest with you. He's good. So hop in the Discord if you want. We actually have a server for Java, and I believe we have a realm for Bedrock set up, but if not, we just play together. Why not, right? But we do have, I played on both. I have it for the PC. I also have it on the PS4 for when I want to play Bedrock. So I'm down to play with whoever. Let's make it happen. I'm playing video games all this weekend, so if you want to play something with me, I'll let you know if I got it. If I do, let's play it. Right now, I'm about to actually cut the stream because I just kind of want to play with my homies, and I don't want y'all to see me scared. I'm calm now. I'm going to be screaming like a little girl in about 20 minutes, playing a game called Phasmophobia. I get scared easily. I was scared reading the dang book. I was getting nervous. Oh, keep it live. Do I gotta? I can't. My Xbox give me the Xbox Series X now. I can't, man. First off, it's not even out. Secondly, I can't give it on its release day. I have to give it on my birthday, December 19th. Oh, by the way, here you go. Bang. It's right there. Look at all these new peeps in chat. Yeah, they're pretty nice. It's nice to meet you guys, by the way. For anybody, a lot of you guys are new because I don't usually stream at night. With a chicken, you not new. You my homie forever. And for those who don't know, Red Camboli, yeah, she's over here somewhere. Red Camboli, that's my wife. That's my wife. Don't cut the stream. Damn it. I don't want y'all to see me scared. My birthday is the 12th of December. No way. A whole week before mine, bro. Sagittarius gang, let's go. Come on. All right. If you don't want me to cut the stream, I ask you this. It was nice dropping in, but if you end in, I'm a dip. No. Hear me out with it, chicken. Hear me out. If y'all don't want me to end the stream and y'all want me to play Phasmophobia and be a scared little punk at 3 in the morning on this channel right now, then I need emotes in this chat. I need your emotes. Our emotes if you got them. Your favorite emote that your friends have or whatever. Make a rainbow of emotes in this chat. I better see a flood right now. Because if I don't, then I'm going to leave. So I suggest y'all get to it right the freak now. I'm sad now. I want to watch them. So make it happen. And also thank for the hundo bito. God damn it. They're making a rainbow. God damn it. And also, for those of you who are about that pride life, I don't even care that it's October. It's breast cancer awareness, and it's also LGBT awareness as far as I'm concerned. Put your pride emotes in there. You know, I put the pride emotes. Whenever I do the emote hype and the emote rainbow and all that stuff, you know, I gotta put my pride emotes in there, man. It's just a part of what I do at this point, you know. Like, whether y'all do it or not, I'm doing it. It's just who I am. I grab all these little hearts and whatnot and just be like, F it, give me all these bad boys. All the hearts. Look at that. Boop. Yeah. Emote only hype. I don't want nothing else but emotes. So love you, bye. Okay, wow. Well, see, now with the chicken, apparently I'm not going anywhere because now I got to play freaking Phasmophobia. Now I gotta do that. Fuck. Yeah, I suck for this, by the way. There you go, there you go, there you go. God damn it. Guys, like I said, I'm as straight as can be. So, not everybody is. Hello. So, there you go, people. We celebrate everybody out in this mother effer. All we do is don't celebrate pedophiles because y'all gross. Just want you to know that. Making that very clear. That's disgusting. Go away. Don't ruin that kid. I don't know you, but I love you, homie. I love you too. Love you too, Black Raider. That's the goal. We spread the love. But not in that weird, like, STD way. Like, don't do that. spread the platonic love. Rep the LGBT plus peeps, aka me and Willow. There you go. There it is. There it is. There it is. No homo, no homo. Hey, look. I don't even say that no more. It's whatever. They can take it how they want. I'm be like, I love you, boo. And my homeboy look at me like, bro, what? And I'm like, never mind, nothing. But alright, seriously, I got nothing on gays because my 17-year-old cousin is. Hey, exactly. What? I got so many dang friends and family at this point. As an artist, you get a lot of them. Alright, I'm gonna go on commercial. Come back, we're gonna play some Phasmophobes. Alright? I'll be right back.